Okay. So in previous classes, we learned about the states of matter chapter in first year intermediate syllabus. So now we have to learn, we have to know about our next chapter in first year chemistry, that is the stoichiometry. What is that, students? Stoichiometry. So simple meaning. The simple meaning about the stoichiometry means, so the balanced chemical equations. What is that? Balanced chemical equations easily called as a stoichiometric equations. So this is the simple meaning about the stoichiometry. Before we entering into the chapter, we have to learn some laws. For example, here the one law is the law of definite proportion. What is that, students? Law of definite proportion. So how it can be defined? Law of definite proportion means a compound always contains exactly the same proportion of the elements by weight. What is that, students? What is that? A compound always contains exactly the same proportion of elements by weight. For example, here the compound is water. What is that, student? Compound is water, H2O. Here what is the says definite proportion means a compound always contains exactly the same proportion of elements by weight. So in water, hydrogen weight is 2 and oxygen weight is 16. So that means in this compound always the elements is present in exact weight. So always 2 atomic mass of the hydrogen, 16 atomic mass of the oxygen is combined to form the water compound. So this is the meaning about the definite proportion. Next, law of conservation of mass. Nothing but it is like a law of conservation of energy. So law of conservation of mass means the mass, nothing but matter, cannot be created or destroyed. Simply that is called as a law of conservation of mass. What is that, student? Law of conservation of mass means matter can neither be created or destroyed, but it converts one form to the another form. Simply that is called as a law of conservation mass. Next, another law is the law of multiple proportions. Law of multiple proportion. How it can be defined? So if two elements combine to form two or more than two compounds, what is that? If two elements combine to form two or more than two compounds, the masses of one of the element that combined with a fixed mass of the other element are in the ratio of small whole numbers. Simply this is the meaning about the law of multiple proportions. So this is the law of definite proportions, law of conservation mass, law of multiple proportions. So in this chapter, next we have to learn oxidation number concept. What is that, students? Oxidation number. So simple meaning, oxidation number means it is nothing but a oxidation state of a element in any compound. Simply that is called as a oxidation number. So here this another meaning is also present. For example, the total charge is present on the element or ion or atom. Simply that is called as a oxidation number. Okay, students. So this is the meaning about the oxidation number. So here oxidation number is not present constant for any element. That means it will be changes. the oxidation number will be changes of a atom in different compounds. For example, carbon and oxygen. So this is the carbon monoxide. So here in this carbon monoxide, here we have to know the oxidation number of the carbon, and similarly we have to know the oxidation number of the oxygen atom. So how we can know? How we can know the oxidation number? So for example, few elements oxidation number is not constant in always. It will be changes. For example, nitrogen gas will be present. For example, ammonia gas will be present. So in the nitrogen gas, nitrogen oxidation number is 0. So in ammonia gas, oxidation number of nitrogen gas is -3. Means same element. In nitrogen gas, element is the nitrogen. Similarly in ammonia gas, the element is the nitrogen. Element will be same but different in compound. So here the oxidation number is also different. That means oxidation number will be changes from 0 to -3. That means few elements do not contain the constant oxidation number. When their oxidation number is changes by changing the compound. So here we have to know how we can find out the oxidation number of any element in simple way. So before going there, we have to know some fundamentals for the oxidation number. So in, for example, in periodic table, few elements will having the constant oxidation number. Few elements will be having the constant oxidation number in all conditions. So for example, we have to know the few fundamental points before going to how we can find out oxidation number or oxidation state of the element in different compounds. For example, if any atom, if any element is present in uncombined state. So what is that? Atom in uncombined state. Uncombined state or uncombined position, nothing but atom is in free state. Atom is in free state, their oxidation number always 0. Their oxidation number is always 0. That means, for example, hydrogen gas. So the hydrogen atom do not combine any other atom. Okay student, clear? Hydrogen do not combine any other element. So here hydrogen is present in uncombined state, means free state. It do not react with the any other element. So here the oxidation number, oxidation state of hydrogen element is 0. Okay student, this is the concept. For example, oxygen gas. Here also oxygen do not combine with any other atom. It is present in uncombined state or it is present in free state. So its oxidation number is 0. So oxidation number of hydrogen in H2 gas 0. Oxidation number of oxygen atom in O2 gas 0. Similarly, oxidation number of nitrogen gas in nitrogen atom in nitrogen gas is 0. Why? Because when we observe this nitrogen gas, it is in free state. Free state means it do not react with any other atom or element. So that is the uncombined state. So if the any atom is present in uncombined state, their oxidation number is always 0. Let us give some examples. Chlorine gas, fluorine gas, bromine gas, iodine gas. Okay students? For example, P4, for example, SaI2. So these are the, when any atom is present in uncombined or free state, their oxidation number is always 0 oxidation number. Okay, so this is the one important point we have remember when we find out the oxidation state of the elements. So another important one, that is the all first A group elements. All first A group elements. All first A group elements. What are the first A group elements? That are the alkali metals. Alkali metals. What is the alkali metals? Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. So francium is the radioactive element. So except this, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. So all first A group elements, alkali metals, outermost electronic configuration is NS1. Means in its outermost shell, how many electrons are present? Only one electron will be present. Okay student, you should remember all first A group, nothing but alkali metals, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium, outermost shell electronic configuration is NS1. Means in outermost shell, how many electrons are present? Only one. By losing that one electron, all first A group elements always shows +1 oxidation state. Okay student, this is the key point. So when all first A group elements are present, nothing but alkali metals are present, always its oxidation number is constant. How much? +1. How we can remember this +1? Means simple. We have to learn in the classification of elements in the periodic table in 10th class SSC and also in our second chapter classification of elements, the outermost shell electronic configuration of first A group element is NS1. Means in its outermost shell only one electron will be present. So due to that one, always these will be shows the +1 oxidation number. +1 oxidation number. Okay, so this is the key point. We have to remember that. Similarly, second A group elements. Second A group element. What are that? Alkali earth metals. What is that, students? Alkali earth metals. What is that? Example: beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium. Last element, radium, is the radioactive element. So what are the examples for alkali earth metals? Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium and barium. So these second A alkali earth metals, outermost shell electronic configuration is NS2. NS2. That means outermost shell, how many electrons are present? Only 2 electrons are present. So due to that, let us say, what is the its constant oxidation number? 2. So +2. So always the alkali earth metals, always the alkali earth metal will be present. Its oxidation number is +2. So this is the we have to remember when in any compound. For example, sodium oxide will be present. Sodium oxide. So we have to know the sodium. This is the example for the alkali metal, means first A group. So its oxidation number, simply we can say that is the +1, because it is belongs to the first A group alkali metal. For example, if we take the another example, that is the magnesium oxide. Okay student, magnesium oxide. What is the oxidation number of magnesium element in the magnesium oxide? Means +2. How we can say? Means simple, magnesium is belongs to the second A group in the periodic table, that is the alkali earth metal. Already we have to know alkali earth metal always shows the +2 oxidation number. So this is the first A group elements constant, always they will be shows the +1 oxidation number. Second A group elements beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium, always they will be shows the +2 oxidation number. So here we have to remember the some more points, that is the, for example, what about the hydrogen atom? So here the hydrogen in the modern periodic table, the place of hydrogen is combined with the first A group elements. All first A group elements are the metals, but hydrogen atom is the non-metal. Okay student, hydrogen atom is the non-metal. So hydrogen atom will shows the +1 oxidation number. In special conditions, it will be shows the -1 oxidation number also. Okay students, hydrogen will shows the +1 oxidation number and also will shows the -1 oxidation number. You should remember this one. In which conditions it will be shows the -1 means very rare conditions. Very rare conditions. What are that rare condition means? When hydrogen atom combined with first A or second A group of elements. What is that students? When hydrogen atom combined with first A group or second A group of elements, on the compounds only hydrogen will be shows the -1 oxidation number. Means example, sodium hydride. Another example, magnesium hydride. Another example, water molecule. For example, let us see in water molecule, hydrogen is combined oxygen. So oxygen do not belongs to the first A group and it do not belongs to the second A group element also. So oxygen is the 6th A group element. So it did not first A, second A. So hydrogen oxidation number is the constant, that is the +1. Okay student, clear? For example, when you observe in this compound, hydrogen is combined with the first A group alkali metal, sodium. So when it is combined with the first A, second A group of element, its oxidation number is -1. So in this condition, hydrogen oxidation number is -1. Okay students. So let us see in this compound, hydrogen is combined, second A group element magnesium. So when it is combined first A, second A, its oxidation number how much? -1. Remaining all conditions, its oxidation number is +1. So this is the key point we should remember here. So this is the hydrogen element special conditions. Next, oxygen element. So oxygen element will shows the 3 types of the oxidation numbers. That is the -2, -1, -1/2. So oxygen atom will show the 3 types of the oxidation numbers, that is the -2, -1, -1/2. -2 is normal covalent compounds. In normal covalent compounds, always oxygen will shows the -2 oxidation number. Normal covalent compound means sodium oxide, water, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, sulfur trioxide, sulfuric acid. So in all these conditions, these all are the normal compound, that is oxygen is involved in the covalent bond. So that's why it is called as a covalent compounds. So in this covalent compounds, oxygen oxidation number is -2. So in rare conditions means when oxygen is involved in the peroxide bond. Oxygen is involved in the peroxide bond, then only they will show the -1 oxidation number. Peroxide bond means well known example, H2O2, that is the hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide. So on that hydrogen peroxide, oxygen is involving in the peroxide bond. So when oxygen is involved in the peroxide bond, its oxidation number is -1 oxidation number. So another condition is the -1/2. So when oxygen is involved in the superoxide bond, then it will be shows the -1/2 oxidation number. So in our subject, nearly 90% of the compounds are the normal covalent compounds like this. So in these compounds, oxygen oxidation number is the constant, that is the -2 oxidation number. Only in few compounds it is involved in the peroxide bond. On that condition, it will be shows the -1. Only in few compounds it will be form the superoxide bond. So on that condition, it will be shows the -1/2 oxidation number. So another remembering key point is halogen atoms. In periodic table, halogens, nothing but 17th group or 7th A group. 17th or 7th A, that are the halogens. What are that? Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. So these elements, common oxidation number is -1. What is that, students? Common oxidation number. Common oxidation number is -1 for 17th group or 7th A or halogens. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Common oxidation number is -1. You should remember these key points, then only we should easily find out the oxidation number of any element in any compound. What are the key points? First one is, when any atom is present in uncombined state, nothing but in free state, its oxidation number is 0. So when alkali metals are present, first A group elements, that is lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, its oxidation number is always +1. So when second A group alkali earth metals are present, its oxidation number is always +2. So hydrogen always +1. When it is combined first A, second A group metals, its oxidation number is -1. Remaining all conditions, its oxidation number is +1. And oxygen, most of the compounds -2, only in peroxide compounds -1, in superoxides -1/2. So halogens, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine will be present, its a common oxidation number is -1. So here we should remember these key points, then how we can find out the oxidation state of the element in any compound. Students, so in previous class we learned about some fundamental rules on oxidation number concept. So today we are going to learn and find how we should calculate the oxidation number for any element in a given compound. So here our example is calculate the oxidation number of sulfur, chromium and nitrogen in H2SO4. In H2SO4 we should find out the sulfur. Chromium, in Cr2O7-2 we should find out the chromium, and in NO3- ion we should find out the nitrogen oxidation number. So let us see how we can find out one by one. First we should take the sulfuric acid H2SO4. So in the sulfuric acid, here we should find out the oxidation number of the sulfur. Just here first step we should write the sum of the oxidation number of all atoms. So how many hydrogens are present means 2 hydrogen atoms. Sum means plus. How many sulfur atoms will be present means only 1 sulfur. plus how many oxygen atoms are present means 4 oxygen atoms. Okay students, so H2SO4 sum of the all atoms oxidation number is equals to, here there is no charge, so we should write the 0 is equals to 0. So this is the first step. Then here we should find out the sulfur oxidation number. Sulfur oxidation number. So we substitute the hydrogen and oxygen oxidation numbers. So already we have to learn hydrogen atom oxidation number is, already in previous class we learned about the hydrogen oxidation number is +1. Only in rare conditions it is the -1. Okay students. So maximum hydrogen oxidation number here we have to take +1. So here we substitute the +1 oxidation number of hydrogen plus 1 sulfur we should find out plus 4 oxygen oxidation number. It is also learned about in previous class, oxygen oxidation number is -2 in normal covalent compounds. So rarely it is -1. So in maximum compounds the oxygen oxidation number, here we have to substitute the -2. So remaining is the 0. So simple, on simplification 2 1 ja 2 plus sulfur 4 2 ja 8 minus 8 is equals to 0. So S minus 8 plus 2 means S minus 6 is equals to 0. So S is equals to plus 6. So the oxidation number of sulfur in H2SO4 compound is how much? Plus 6 oxidation number. By using this method we should find out the oxidation number of any element in given compound. So similarly here we find out the another example, that is the Cr2O7 minus 2. So Cr2O7 minus 2 ion, same process student. Here we should find out the what is that? Chromium. So simple, how many chromiums? 2 chromium atoms, sum plus how many oxygen? 7 oxygen atoms is equals to, here the -2 is present on the ion, so here we should write the -2. Okay student, this is a simple way. Then we should find out the chromium plus oxygen oxidation number is, earlier we have substitute the how much? -2. So is equals to -2. Okay students, so 2 chromium plus 7 2 ja 14 minus 14 is equals to -2. So 2 chromium atoms is equals to -2. This -14 is goes to the right side, plus 14. 14 minus 2, 12. So single chromium, 12 by 2. So chromium is equals to how much? Plus 6. So this is the process is used to find out the oxidation number of chromium in Cr2O7 minus 2 compound. Okay student, then we solve the another example, that is the what is that? NO3 minus, same process students. So here we should find out the nitrogen. So how many nitrogens? Only one nitrogen plus 3 oxygens is equals to -1. So nitrogen oxygen oxidation number is -2 is equals to -1. So nitrogen 3 2s are -6 is equals to -1. So this -6 is goes to the right side, plus 6. So -1 plus 6 means plus 5. How much oxidation number of nitrogen in NO3 minus ion? It is the plus 5. So this is the simple method to find out the oxidation number of any element in given compound. Students, here we solve the another examples for easily understanding how we should find out the oxidation number. So here the examples is the KMnO4, MnO4 minus 2 and MnO2. So in all these compounds, we should find out the oxidation number of underlined element. In KMnO4, manganese. In MnO4 minus 2, also manganese. In MnO2 is also manganese. How we can find out? First, KMnO4. Which element we should find out the oxidation number means manganese. So first 1 potassium plus 1 manganese plus 4 oxygen is equal to, here there is no charge, so we should write the 0. So potassium is belongs to which group in the periodic table? Yes, it is belongs to the first A group, alkali metal. So already learned in previous class all alkali group metals, first A group elements, oxidation number is constant. How much? Plus 1 oxidation number. So potassium oxidation number is substituted the plus 1. Plus manganese. Oxygen, already we have to know oxygen oxidation number is the minus 2. So 1 plus manganese, 4 to the minus 8 is equals to 0. So manganese 1 minus 8 means minus 7 is equals to 0. So manganese oxidation number is plus 7 in KMnO4 compound. Okay student, this is the process. Let us solve the another example, that is the MnO4 minus 2. Here same process, 1 Mn plus 4 oxygens is equal to how much charge is present? Minus 2. So Mn plus 4 oxygen is the minus 2 is equals to minus 2. So Mn 4 to the minus 8 is equals to minus 2. So Mn, this minus 8 is goes to the right side, plus 8. So minus 2 plus 8, how much? Mn is equals to plus 6 oxidation number. So this is the plus 6 oxidation number of manganese in MnO4 minus 2 ion. Then we solve another example, that is the MnO2. Here also we should find out the manganese oxidation number. Same process. Manganese 1, 2 oxygens is equals to 0. Okay students? So manganese plus 2 into oxygen is the minus 2 is equals to 0. So manganese 2 to the minus 4 is equals to 0. So manganese is equals to how much? Plus 4 oxidation number. So this is the methods is used to determine the oxidation number of element in given any compound. Okay students, so let us we solve the another examples. H2SO5 sulfur, similarly H2S2O8 sulfur. So here these two compounds are the different. How means, first we should write the H2SO5. Here we should find out the sulfur oxidation number. So first we should write its structure. Okay. So this is the H2SO5 structure. Students, this is the H2SO5 structure. So when we observe this H2SO5 structure, here these two oxygens are involved in the peroxide bond. Okay students, these two oxygens are involved in the peroxide bond. How we can determine the bond is peroxide bond means, when the bond is present in between the oxygen and oxygen atom, that bond is considered as peroxide bond. Okay students, so when oxygen is involved in the peroxide bond, already we have to know its oxidation number is minus 1. So this oxygen number is minus 1. This oxygen atom oxidation number is also minus 1. Remaining 3 oxygen atom does not involve in the peroxide bond. So its oxidation number is the normal, that is the -2. Okay student, how we can identify if oxygen is involved in the peroxide bond or not means only when we observe the its a geometry, its a structure, then only we should find out the oxygen is involved in the normal covalent bond or peroxide bond. Okay student, so in H2SO5 how many oxygen atoms are involved in the peroxide bond means only 2 oxygen atoms. So let simplify it, 2 hydrogens plus 1 sulfur. In this 5 oxygens, 3 oxygens are normal covalent compound and 2 oxygens are involved in the peroxide bond. So is equals to charge is the 0. Okay students. So already we have to know hydrogen oxidation number is constant +1. Sulfur can be determined. And 3 oxygens oxidation number is -2 because they are involved in the covalent bond. And 2 oxygens are involved in the peroxide bond. So its oxidation number is the -1. Okay students, is equals to 0. 2 1 ja 2 plus sulfur 3 2 ja -6 2 1 ja -2 is equals to 0. -2 plus 2 get cancelled. S minus is equals to 0. Then S is equals to plus 6 oxidation number. So this is the method is used to determine sulfur oxidation number in H2SO5 compound. Then similarly H2S2O8. So here also we should write the its geometry. H2S2O8. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is the geometry of the H2S2O8 peroxy disulfuric acid. So H2S2O8. Let us we observe which is the peroxide bond. This is the peroxide bond because these 2 oxygens are directly bonded with each other. So these 2 oxygens are involved in the peroxide bond. Remaining 6 oxygens are involved in the normal covalent bond. Then simplify it. So 2 hydrogens plus 2 sulfurs. Okay students. In this 8 hydrogens, 8 oxygens, 6 oxygens are normal covalent bond. Remaining 2 oxygens are the peroxide bond. So is equals to 0. So hydrogen oxidation number already we have to know +1. We should find out the sulfur. And 6 oxygens are the -2. Okay student. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6 are the normal covalent bond. So -2. These 2 are the peroxide bond. So 2 into -1 is equals to 0. So on simplification 2 1 ja 2, 2 sulfur atoms, 6 2 ja 12, 2 1 ja 2. So -2 plus 2 get cancelled. 2s is equals to +2. Then each sulfur is equals to plus 12 by 2. Then how much? It is the plus 6 oxidation number. So in H2S2O8 single sulfur oxidation number is the plus 6. So in H2S2O8 also when we observe the geometry, its structure, 2 oxygen atoms are involved in the peroxide bond. Remaining 6 oxygen atoms are involved in the normal covalent bond. So this is the special case. So these are the special case. That means in most of the compounds, nearly 90 to 95% of the compounds, oxygen is involving in the normal covalent bond. Then here we take the oxygen oxidation number is -2. Only in few compounds like H2SO5, H2S2O8, oxygen is involving in the peroxide bond. when oxygen is involved in the peroxide bond, then we have to take its oxidation number is -1. Okay student, so these are the examples for H2SO5 compound, H2S2O8. In these compounds, each compound 2 oxygen atoms are involved in the peroxide bond. So by using this process, we should find out the oxidation number of sulfur in H2SO5 and H2S2O8. So in previous class, we learned about how we can calculate the oxidation number of element in a different compounds. And now here we learn about some process. Example, oxidation process, reduction process. Simple. What is the mean by the oxidation process? In earlier school levels, we have to learn oxidation means addition of the oxygen atoms. Simply that is called as a oxidation process. Reduction means addition of the hydrogen atoms. Simply that is called as a reduction process. Okay students, oxidation means adding the oxygen atoms or removal of the hydrogen atoms is also called as a oxidation process. Reduction means adding the hydrogen atoms or removal the oxygen atoms is also known as a reduction process. So for example, oxidation process means add oxygen atoms, or another definition, that is add or removal hydrogen atoms. So this is also called as a oxidation process. Another way of definition is also present, that is losses of electrons. Loss of electrons or loses the electrons in any process, that is also called as a oxidation process. What is that student? Loss of electron. So another way is also present, that is the increase in oxidation number. Increase in oxidation number is also defined as oxidation process. Okay student, there are the different type of the definitions are present for oxidation process, that are the addition of oxygen atoms or removal of hydrogen atoms or loss of electrons or increase in any atom oxidation number is also defined as oxidation process. Okay students, so reduction exactly reverse for oxidation process, that is addition of hydrogen atoms or removal of oxygen atoms is called as a reduction process. Based on electrons, gain of electrons. Okay students, gain of electrons is also called as a reduction process, or decrease in oxidation number. Decrease in oxidation number is also defined as reduction process. Okay students, so this is the meaning about the reduction process. What is that? Addition of hydrogen atoms or removal of oxygen atoms or gain of electrons or decrease in oxidation number. This is called as a reduction process. So this is the meaning about the oxidation process or reduction process. Here we have to remember, when oxidation number is increases, simply that is the oxidation process. So when oxidation number is decreases, simply that is the reduction process. Okay students, so this is about the oxidation process and reduction process. So redox process. Next, redox reaction or redox reaction. So simple. Redox means reduction and OX oxidation. Okay, students. Redox, reduction, oxidation. Both processes are present in single process. That is called as a redox process. What is that? In which process both oxidation and reduction process both are present, that is called as a redox process or redox reaction. Redox process or redox reaction. Redox, reduction and oxidation both are present, simply that is called as a redox reactions or redox process. Okay students, this is about the redox process. Next, let us see the types of the redox reactions. How many types of redox reactions are present? So there are total 5 types of the redox reactions are present. On that, one is chemical combination reaction is one type of the redox reaction. Chemical decomposition reactions is also one type of the redox reaction, and chemical displacement reactions is also one of the type of redox reactions, and disproportionation reaction and comproportionation reaction. These are the total 5 types of the redox reaction. Let us see one by one. First one is the chemical combination. Chemical combination means simple. One or more elements combined with each other, they will be give the one of the product. Simply that is called as a chemical combination reaction. So in this chemical combination example, carbon combined with the oxygen, then it gives the product carbon dioxide. So this is the one is the chemical combination reaction. Here this chemical combination reaction is example for redox reaction. How? Let us see. So here the carbon oxidation number is 0. Here in this CO2 carbon oxidation number is +4. Okay student. So how in CO2 carbon oxidation number is +4 means already we have to solve some problems. How we can find out the oxidation number? Same way we should find out the oxidation number of carbon in CO2 is +4. Then in O2 oxygen oxidation number is 0. But in CO2 oxygen oxidation number is -2. Okay students. Then here carbon is converted to the carbon dioxide. Means its oxidation number is changes from 0 to +4. Okay students. When carbon is converted to the carbon dioxide, if it is react with the oxygen, its oxidation number is changes from 0 to +4, means oxidation number is increases. When oxidation number is increases, that is the oxidation process. So this is the oxidation process. Okay students, clear? Then next, when oxygen is converted to carbon dioxide gas, its oxidation number is G, changes from 0 to -2. Means its oxidation number is decreases. When oxidation number is decreases, then that is the reduction process. That means in this chemical combination, oxidation process and reduction process, both are present in one reaction, one process. So simply it is called as a redox process. Redox reaction means all chemical combination reactions are example for redox reactions. Then another example is the chemical decomposition. Simple decomposition means one of the compound dissociated into the 2 or more compounds. Simply that is called as a chemical decomposition reaction. So example for this chemical decomposition reaction, 2 moles of H2O decomposed into 2 moles of hydrogen gas and 1 mole of the oxygen gas. Here also this reaction is also one of the example for the redox reaction. Another one is the chemical displacement reaction. Displacement means one atom is displaced with another atom. Simply that is called as a chemical displacement reaction. So when we observe this displacement reaction, example is the zinc, solid state of zinc react with the aqueous copper sulfate, then it is displaced to zinc sulfate and copper. Means here the zinc is displaced of carbon in copper sulfate, then it is converted to the zinc sulfate. So this is the displacement reaction. This chemical displacement reaction is also one of the example for redox reaction. Fourth one is the disproportionation reaction. Simple. Disproportionation reaction means the reaction in which only one of the element is involved in the both oxidation and reduction. Simply that is called as a disproportionation reaction. Okay student, what is that? Only one of the element, only one element is involving in the oxidation process and reduction process. Simply that is called as a disproportionation reaction. For example, 3 moles of chlorine gas react with the 6 moles of hydroxide converted to the chlorate ion and chloride and water. So here in this chlorine oxidation number is 0, here the chlorine oxidation number is +5, here the chlorine oxidation number is -1. Means here the chlorine 0 to +5 means oxidation number is increasing. So this is the oxidation process. Okay student, let us see carefully. So chlorine is converted to 0 to -1 means oxidation number is decreases. So this is the reduction. Means only one element, only chlorine, one element is involved in both oxidation and reduction. So the type of reaction is called as a disproportionation reaction. Next, fifth one is the comproportionation reaction. Means simple. To different oxidation number of atom react with each other, then they will be form the product. Here that product oxidation number is in between the oxidation number of the reactants. Simply that is called as a comproportionation reaction. What is that students? To different oxidation number of atoms react with each other, then the formation product oxidation number is in between the oxidation number of two reactants. Simply that is called as a comproportionation reaction. Example, Ag plus 2 is react with the Ag, then it is converted to the Ag plus ion. It is example for the comproportionation reaction. For example, Ag plus 2, Ag oxidation number silver is the plus 2. In silver atom oxidation number is the 0. In silver plus ion, silver oxidation number is the plus 1. So plus 2, 0. Two different oxidation number of reactants combined with each other. Formation product oxidation number plus 1 is in between these two reactants. So the type of reactions is called as a comproportionation reactions. So these are the total 5 types of the redox reactions. Okay students, redox reaction means oxidation and reduction. Both are present in single process, that is called as a redox process. There are 5 types of the redox reactions are present. One is chemical combination, chemical dissociation and displacement reactions and disproportionation reaction, and final one is comproportionation reaction. These are the total 5 types of the redox process or redox reactions.